Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, beautiful people. My name is Francine, and I'm here with my channel, Welcome Home Beloved, where I cater to the divine feminine, and not only within us, I should say, but between us and the people that we have in our lives, both platonic and romantic. So I wanted to see if I could come on here and do something different. I felt drawn to provide a you versus them reading for you guys, where I touch base on the archetypes of each person. So I will be asking the question, what is the energy that you embody or express in a specific relationship here that's coming to your attention or that you need to know about? So I'm going to touch on one or two cards for each person. So one or two cards on you, what your archetype is within a partnership, and also their energy and archetype within the partnership. Please remember to only take what resonates. If you're feeling more drawn to the them section, meaning their cards reflect what your energy is like, please flip as needed. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the cards that I actually pre-shuffled for you guys. So for you, we have the slave archetype. That is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. This is the energy of someone who feels subservient to another person. So when you think of the slave, right, we think of someone who is putting themselves out on the lines to do the work of the labor in the relationship, doing all that they can to please the other party. Out of fear of making their own choices or decisions, they decide to align with this person in every way. They allow themselves to be at the whim of a person rather than making their own choices. So it's almost the comfort that this person may find in just letting someone else take over. And this is not just leading, this is taking over completely, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear, not out of trust, not out of respect, not out of joy, not out of anything else but fear primarily here. So this is the fear of making your own choices, not trusting that you can make these choices yourself. So that's really important to note here for the slave archetype. Okay, so for them, what was interesting was that we got two cards. We got victim. This is playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, the inability to maintain personal boundaries. The second one was Monknun. That says negative judgment of the physical world and excess piety. So this is someone who feels like they feel like someone who tends to blame shift or tends to find themselves in situations and scenarios where they're putting their personal boundaries on the line in order to place someone else's desires and their decisions as the end all be all. Basically, this is someone who tends to find fault with what other people are doing rather than seeing their part to play in a situation or to hold some sense of accountability and recognition of their flaws within a relationship. Some common phrases that I wanted to articulate to you guys that might resonate with you are as follows. Why are you picking on me for no reason? You're mad at me for some reason when I've done nothing wrong. That's negative. When you mention feeling hurt or offended by what they said carelessly without consideration of your feelings. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. You must really take things personally. Relax. The list goes on. This tendency of looking at everyone else, but not themselves and their own empowerment, their own free will, their own autonomy in the process. So it's forgetting that and saying, no, it's everyone else. Everyone else has something going on with them. There's nothing wrong with me. It's not me. With the Monknun, we have, on top of that, a negative judgment of the physical world. What a combination, you guys. This is the energy of someone who puts the blame on others, and then also we have someone who judges the world negatively. So once one is feeding the other, so to speak, so they have excess piety coming through. They're like, they can do no wrong. On top of that, they don't seem to take accountability for their actions. So there's that energy coming through. It's like almost very similar and very connected here. Now, I want to look at the energies of what planets and what zodiac signs are significant for you guys today. So for you, we have Gemini, and we have Gemini being number 3 and Mercury number 15. Wow, look at that, guys. We have something really interesting here where Mercury is actually glorified in Gemini. So that's where it sits. It's comfortable in Gemini. It's more than comfortable. Between all of the planets, between all of the signs, I believe Virgo and Gemini are dignified in Mercury. So there's something about you being very communicative, you being very open, being very cerebral about a situation, and being very considerate of your mindset or your thoughts about a situation. That's maybe why you're here, to be honest. So it's because you're able to form these thoughts, these deeper processes within your brain of like looking at relationships and trying to understand the roots. You may even have a tendency, I'm feeling, to overthink or to overanalyze a situation or to try to communicate with people. You tend to be the best communicator of the two, I would say, so far. So we'll see what comes through, but 3 and 15 is significant to you guys. Whoever this person is that I'm speaking to, I just want to reiterate that here. 3 is the Empress, 15 is the Devil. There's something about you, your divine energy, your divine feminine energy specifically, and your essence being significant here. This is also the tendency of attracting certain energies as the divine feminine that are in the shadow, or that are, it's more about attracting those that are not accountable and not acting in the way that the divine masculine should act, which is taking on authority and taking leadership and being benevolent and ahead of the charge. That's what's really important to you, I sensed in this reading. So let's go into their signs. We have Mars and we have Scorpio. Wow. So yeah, I remembered this. So when I pre-shuffled this, I was surprised to see both, on both sides, you guys have the signs that are glorified in the planet that came through. So we have Mars and Scorpio. This is 17 and 8 coming through. Both of these cards are reducing to 8. So this person has it could be a very harsh energy. They could be really hurtful with their emotions. They may tend to act out in ways that are immature because they're wanting to withdraw in order for you to feel their absence in some way. So there's something about fighting with their emotions, something about being combative and using their emotions as their artillery, so to speak, in the situation here. I feel like that's the phrase that I wanted to use. It's very specific. It's about war here. But yeah, there's something about strategy, about war, about emotions being at the center for this person. But there's something about them fighting with their emotions, so they may not even seem like they're emotional. It's just that there's like either a lack of emotion or very, very unbridled and untamed emotions coming through. So one or the other extreme is significant. So we have that watery energy coming in, and then the air energy for you, or at least the side of you. What is the advice in the situation here? We have 3 cards for you guys. We have the Queen of Cups, the 5 of Swords, and the 5 of Cups. 5 is very significant for you guys too. So 5 is coming through for a reason. We have Mother's Intuition for the Queen of Cups. And it also says mastering feminine energy. So the advice is to be more in your feminine. Allow yourself to attract the people that you desire in your life that are not going to be in the shadow energy here. There's something about letting yourself be nurtured by yourself as well. Because I feel like your spirit's trying to say, your spirit team, I should say, is trying to say that you need to nurture yourself more in situations like this. So there's something about going towards the mother archetype, more so towards mothering oneself. So there's some healing that may need to be done with regards to a karmic mother or just the mother archetype in general for you guys. This could be for them too, but I'm just getting the sense that Queen of Cups energy for the advice for both of you. Yeah, so the advice for both of you is nurturing yourself, is addressing this karmic mother archetype, and of allowing yourself to feel comfortable and settled in your feminine energy. It could be on either side, of course, but I feel like it's for both of you. So next we have 5 of Swords, which is your energy. So we have water and air for both of you. Water and air is significant. Okay. So there's something about a new level of communication of your emotions, a new level of emotional satisfaction is what I'm hearing, and also emotional regulation through communicating. So there's a need for communication between the two of you. And if that's not possible, there's a need for both of you to have an inner monologue or communication with your higher self here. So there's something here about in the past or in the present moment there being gaslighting coming through from this person or vice versa. Maybe both of you guys are doing this to each other. I don't know. There just may be an energy of combating or fighting a lot, trying to overcome one another through your strengths. So, for instance, if you have an argument, you're maybe being a bit more cutting with your words with them and their emotions. And with them, they're being more cutting with their emotions. They're being more reclusive or more avoidant, or they're being more controlling of what emotions you provide them. Like what they expect of you, they take that in some way, or they're trying to rescind that energy from you. So definitely in this relationship, you both are meant to learn many lessons. I'm hearing great lessons. So there's something here about a setback with this person with the Five of Swords that we mentioned earlier, about not being a united front, but being like a battlefield with you two. It's not like you guys are fighting outside forces, but you're fighting within your court. And then we have the ick coming through with the Five of Cups. And that's the energy of disappointment. So not feeling good, not feeling fulfilled, feeling a sense of lack and disappointment with how things have gone so far. So your spirit team is saying there's a need for you to stand on what it is that you're looking for. What you've been communicating, they want you to revisit your thought processes and also to revisit what conversations you've had with this person, and to kind of like I'm hearing constructively analyze how they responded and whether it's worth sticking around for something to shift or sticking around to see if something will shift. What have they said to you? Because communication is really important here. They may have told you in various ways that you are not expecting or not aware of what they truly stand for and what they are willing to compromise on. And if they're not willing to compromise on the things that matter or to address the things that matter most, are they right for you? So this is me speaking to people that are in romantic relationships, but this can go platonic as well, of course. When you have family, right, you're usually you can maybe not see family as often, but they're still your family. They might be in the background. You might hear about them, see them, perhaps you won't. It just depends on the dynamic. But just really reanalyze and look into whether the way in which they responded showed any signs of growth, maturity, of compromise, or of openness in some way. It's really important for you guys to look into that, because it seems as though this person is really down and out about the Three of Cups. So in the Five of Cups, there's someone looking down at three cups that spilled over. So this could be another person for if it's romantic. This could be a third party that they're grieving. This could be any third party situation. This could be a job. This could be a parent. This could be a friend. Someone here is intuitively going to resonate with that. Someone's going through a situation where their partner is actually grieving. And this could be emotionally feeling deficient in some way, and that's not and that's affecting the relationship too. Okay, so there's something that goes back to way before you guys even dated as well, or before you met, even before this incarnation. You guys are spiritually inclined towards more so like star seed information or something like that with this group as well. So there may be a karmic connection that you have that goes back lifetimes with this person. It may not have happened just through this third party, just through this situation prior to you meeting. When you met, it could be something that's karmic for this person. So please assess what that is for you. It could have been happening for quite some time on a larger scale with other people. And this is their sign to see that there's a need for change, and vice versa for you as well. So the number 46 came through for you guys for your advice, which is regeneration. Both of you are growing at a rapid rate. Acknowledgement of this is really important. So I feel like if you're acknowledging this, you're here at this reading to see what this is all about. You likely are on that regenerative process and you're going smoothly through it, even if it feels really dense, really tense, really difficult. recognizing the signs is a big part of this process. And I feel like the number 46 and the fact that it represents 10 or completion means that you started a new cycle. There's something about you coming to an understanding of something clearly between this person and you. I feel like you guys think that there's like this kind of this energy that's calling something a loss, or this sense of, I feel like someone might think this whole relationship was a loss, but this was actually an opportunity for knowledge. This was something that may even end in an impasse, but in reality, it was actually really transformative because it told you all of the things you don't want to see, all of the things you don't want to do or reenact again in another relationship. It kind of is showing you the signs, even if it doesn't work on both parties for both people in the way that you expected it, or they expected it. So there's something here about you taking ownership of your life at the end of the day, taking back ownership of your path and recognizing, and I'm hearing distributing for you guys. So I feel like you guys are meant to be speakers, are meant to use your gifts of speaking, specifically if you feel like your Mercury is in a very strong place, like in Virgo or Gemini, or just in general. I mean, I feel like it's not limited to just those two, but I feel like there's something about you needing to express your gifts and creativity to the collective in some form or fashion, and this may be a great way for you to express it with the world. So there's something about you needing to be prepared for that, needing to allow yourself to reclaim your power before you can really get out there in a major way for people and experience all that negativity that the world has out there and have the proper tools to deal with it. You don't want to go out there and kind of feel like you're floundering, or that you're being overtaken by all of the things that people want you to do, but having the empowering stance of, I choose my destiny, I choose my path, and no one can tell me otherwise. There's something about you needing to remember that, and to remember that that's important for you guys on your path, and there's time. Don't feel rushed to do this. There's time for this. Take your time. And then I feel like I, at the end of this, want to do a pick a card for you guys. So I have two cards, and this is going to be a yes or no question. Please think of a question that you'd like to ask, and I will have both cards up on the screen for you guys to choose from left to right. So please choose, and I will tell you what each card is. So if you picked pile number 1, the answer is, you know the answer. So this is kind of a cheeky way of saying that you already know the answer within you. Your intuition is on point. What you feel deep down is really what's going on here. If I were to tell you yes, how would you feel? If I were to tell you no, how would you feel? That will really determine what it is, what the answer truly is. Because usually, for me at least, when I do pick up piles, when I get a no, when I want to hear a yes, but I'm mad, sometimes I don't like the answer, but that doesn't mean that it's not correct or accurate. There's something about you knowing deep down the answer, and you likely receiving other responses, like maybe other yes or no, doing other yes or no readings before this. What you had for the majority of those piles is the answer. Okay, so you know the answer deep down. They want you to utilize your intuition for this one, because that is one card out of many in my deck. So it's specific to you, and it means that you need to figure, or at least accept some answer here. For pile number 2, it says don't see it. So they don't see it, meaning that's a no. This could also just be a response to your question saying they don't see it, meaning that it's not something that seems likely or possible on the trajectory for you. Something about that is significant. So please interpret it as you see fit, because it's about you and it's going to be specific to you. So if you feel like this reading helped in any way, guys, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Doing so will help people see this in the algorithm. I'd really love to bring more of these messages to you. And I'm also getting some channeled messages for you guys, actually. So before you leave, I'm hearing nomadic, babies, book, arch or archery is significant to someone, and also McDonald's. So the golden arches for some reason is significant. Someone here could have just come from McDonald's or just had McDonald's today. Maybe they like it, maybe they hate it, and that's why it's coming up. I'm hearing something else, gold here. So golden arches, something about that is significant. And we're also getting, I was hearing, yeah, I was hearing virginity. So there's something about the virgin archetype for you guys. It could be that you're pure of heart, or that this person was very significant to you. Maybe you lost your virginity to this person. Maybe you feel like you're inexperienced in life in some way. Please take what resonates for that one. And I saw vegan. So these words are significant for someone in this reading. So I hope that helps you. I hope those extra bit of confirmations help someone out there. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.
Empty hearts and neon lights.